Andrew Tate is everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. In case you've been living under a rock, Andrew Tate is a professional kickboxer that has recently turned into an influencer who is known for his misogynistic views, and by having already amassed over 2.4 million followers on Instagram, Tate is being dubbed as the king of toxic masculinity, as he is notorious for being quite outspoken about his radical views on not just women, but life in general. And interestingly enough, Tate doesn't live in the States as many of you might have thought, as he prefers to stay in Romania with his multiple wives whilst earning a fortune from his multiple business ventures, which we'll dissect later in this video. As of recent, Andrew has been featured on multiple podcasts and talk shows around the web, where he talks about his unique lifestyle, and his latest appearances on Adin Ross's livestream with popular streamers such as XQC and TrainwrecksTV have gone viral for all the wrong reasons, making many people question Tate's history and personal life. That is why in today's video, we'll dive a bit deeper and decipher Andrew Tate's personal life and see the true story behind all of his success. Tate was born on December 14, 1986 in Washington, D.C. As for the rest of his early life, I'll say it in quotation, as in this way it would be much easier to explain and comprehend with everything that Tate has to say. And I quote, "I never learned to cry for attention. I only used grunts to indicate hunger or discomfort, but mostly I was silent. I had a large, new crib, but almost every night I spent asleep on my dad's chest. He would place me there and sleep still, never moving in the night, and our heartbeats were and are as one. I learned to defend myself soon after I could walk. Long before my first punch into a pillow, I learned balance, how to step backwards after being pushed gently in the chest. Dad made a game of it, a game which ended with a savage shove across the living room, sending me into a dramatic backpedal. I stopped myself with my head 1 inch from cracking into the far wall. That was the final test. At age 4, I took second place in the country wrestling championships for kindergartens, and Mom swears that I would have won if Dad had been there to shout instructions on how to finish. Dad was working minimum wage jobs overtime since his military career had ended. Both Mom and Dad worked so that we could survive. Things became so hard that we decided to go to England and try a life there, only minus Dad. So by age 11, I was the man of the house, with a younger brother and sister, plus Mom to look after. As soon as I was old enough, I got a job moving 80-pound boxes of frozen fish into the market at 5 a.m. Then a full day of school. Weekends found me at the market stall, where I perfected my knife skills, flawlessly filleting fish at blinding speeds. After some time, I never cut my hands at all, not even a nick. While growing up in Luton, raised by a single mother, we endured a lot of teasing because of our American accents. I learned to talk smarter than the bullies and never needed to raise my fists. When my younger brother beat up the school bully, the boy's mother came rushing to our house to confront our mom. To our surprise, she thanked our family for finally putting the bully in his proper place. Unlike some great fighters, I have never been in a pub fight or a brawl. I have never struck a person in anger. I enjoy chess, as my father and grandfather before me, poetry and beauty in all things. I believe that men were made to be with women. Sometimes my words seem offensive, but I only want to be thought-provoking in a world where too many people are losing the capacity to think independently. This is the way I, too, will raise my future children. As you may already know, Andrew Tate has made a name for himself in MMA circles, bagging multiple ISKA trophies. His website dubs him as the 3 times ISKA kickboxing world champion and N-Fusion life champion. Tate has competed in both lightweight and heavyweight championships and claims to have only lost 9 matches throughout his career. He has also expressed his desire in a podcast to fight YouTube giant Jake Paul in a boxing match. In recent years, however, he has steered away from fighting and put his main focus on entrepreneurship, mainly expanding his social media presence and influence throughout all platforms. When speaking of business ventures and Andrew Tate, there is plenty to talk about. Besides fighting, Andrew has generated a lot of money from his adult entertainment business model, which was basically an online webcam business that his and his brother's girlfriends have initially got involved in, and as time went on, he expanded it with even more girls. Also, another source of income is Tate's official website, an online business that sells courses aimed at people who want to achieve success. The program, called Hustlers University, teaches men how to make money in 18 different ways. As of June 2022, Hustlers University has more than 64,000 students that are paying a monthly subscription that costs $49. When you add things up, this means that every single month, Andrew and his brother Tristan make more than $3 million from just this source of income. But we are not done here, as another interesting business venture that Andrew and his brother have gotten involved in is in the gambling industry, more specifically, becoming owners of 15 different casinos in various locations in Romania. The reason as to why did Andrew want in the first place to get involved in this industry, in a Fresh and Fit podcast, he tells that when he was broke, he used to go to casinos all the time and spend all of his money. He said that he'd open a casino if he ever got rich, but that it was going to be difficult. So how did it begin? Well, he first approached one of the sponsors who owned multiple small casinos in Europe. Then, Andrew pitched the owner of the casino an idea to set up a casino next to his competitors whilst using their branding and get constructed with Andrew's own money. In return, he'd also give the owner a percentage of the generated revenue. The owner accepted the offer, and Andrew found success by giving out free coffee in the casinos after noticing how overpriced Starbucks coffee was. Even though I have presented all of this information and shed some light on Andrew's persona and how it is actually good, let me show you a bit of his, I'd say, darker side, which you might have not known or heard. For those wondering why does he live exactly and specifically in Romania, let me show you something which might shock you.
This is probably 40% of the reason I moved to Romania, because in Eastern Europe, none of this garbage flies. If you're going to go to the police and say he raped me back in 1988, they're going to say we should have done something about it then. If you go to the police and say he raped me yesterday, say, okay, if you got physical evidence, or is there CCTV proof? Where'd it happen? Okay, let's go interview him right now. And if it wasn't really rape, I'd say, we went to the club, we got drunk, she agreed to go back to my house, we started having sex, and then we carried on having sex, and then we had sex, and she didn't say anything wrong, and then she texted me afterwards, and I didn't text back, and now she's saying I raped her. The police would be like, okay, she's an idiot, bye. But no, not in the West. In the West, you can tell them that exact story, you're still fucked. You're fucked in the West. When people say, why did you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say, to do what I want. I like being free. And if you're a man living in England or Germany or America or any of the Western world right now, you've decided to live in a country where any woman, any ex, any fucking bitch who works at Greg's who you bought a pasty from, at some point in the future can destroy your life. This Me Too era bullshit has not protected women. It's just destroyed the safety of men.
In 2016, Tate competed as another housemate in the big reality show we all know as Big Brother. Unfortunately, he was removed from the show due to a leaked video of him allegedly hitting a girl with a belt. Tate would later make a statement on his then existing Twitter account that the actions were consensual, that the belt was actually made of felt, and that the video was heavily edited to make him look bad. In a Facebook video, he claimed the real reason he was removed was because the program's producers were worried about his master plan, which was denied by Channel 5. Did you know that Andrew Tate got banned from Twitter because of his downright atrocious tweets about rape, misogyny, and sexism? To give you an example, as the world was watching Harvey Weinstein's sex scandal unfold, Tate made statements in favor of the unacceptable criminal, which ultimately amounted to victim blaming. Here is an extract from his deleted tweets, and I quote, "If you put yourself in a position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility. With sexual assault, they want to put zero blame on the victim whatsoever." Andrew Tate, in case you didn't know, is also under investigation in Romania for alleged human trafficking and is currently out on bail. His already contentious move to Romania due to its lax laws for sexual violence have already made his persona that much more suspicious and just, suspicious and not that great. Andrew Tate's recent fame in the streaming community stems from his sexist arguments against XQC and other streamers on Adin Ross's Twitch stream. In his arguments, Tate dehumanizes women by openly labeling his partners as property. He has reinforced sexist stereotypes about women's driving skills and explains why he does not let his girlfriends go to the bar, because that would be like, and I quote, "parking your car in a place where it can get stolen." Felix and Train, in a discussion after the debate, talked about how irresponsible statements made by popular streamers and internet personas can influence the audience to do actual harm. So what can we conclude from all of this information about Andrew Tate's persona? Well, first and foremost, we can all conclude that we need to think with our own heads first before anything. If something just doesn't sound right, then don't apply it, no matter who said it. In this case, when speaking of Andrew and his antics, we can all get inspired, and even I get sometimes inspired from his hard work and determination to become something and to achieve something, because his attitude towards life, his menace is quite unshakable and quite strong. So I look up to that kind of Andrew Tate, the one who is working tremendously hard to achieve something in this life. But on the other hand, his statements towards women, some of them are, okay, but some of them are just outright disrespectful, and I wouldn't agree with his statements. Yes, it is true that some women are downright evil and just don't care about you. But why would you even want to associate with that kind of person in the first place? We are just so much better than this. I believe that we do not need to be misogynistic towards women. We do not need to hate women because not all women are like that. And just because some women might have caused you a heartbreak, if you are a man watching this video, which I suppose you are, why would you let one heartbreak just make your entire life in the future? Why let one heartbreak make or actually break your future relationships with women and think that all women are like that all women are evil, that all women just care about your money or looks or status? Yes, they do care, but not all women care that much and are that evil. Why don't you just listen to Andrew Tate's aspects of self-improvement, actually gather that information that he presents to actually, become a better version of yourself, and then socialize, interact with plenty of people, and actually find a compatible partner that's not for you and not for you. Shit. Just please don't hate women. That's all I can say. And just please Stick to your dreams, work hard towards them, and everything will fall into place. It's much better to focus on you, on your own dreams, and just let women, come by. It's much better that way instead of, hating women, focusing everything to revolve around women, because you need to have your own life, your own sense of self before you even get in a relationship with a woman, because a relationship is not made with one people but with two people. So keep in mind. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this one, please make sure to subscribe, leave a like, share it with your friends, and also click on the other videos that are on the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.